Monday in Tryon, North Carolina, and it's been a busy day. I spoke to the pastors of the Polk Association this morning, pressure washed the house, and got myself good and sore and tired. Proverbs, perfect passage of scripture for today. We're in chapter 6. We looked at the fact that we shouldn't be a surety for others, that we shouldn't stand up and take on their indebtedness, because there's a reason why they don't have good credit. There's a reason why they need a suretor. And that means that if we're going to be their suretor, we better be ready to lose the money that we're guaranteeing, because that's a very good likelihood. Proverbs 6 not only talks to us about going broke by guaranteeing others' debt and by being too generous and too fast with our tongue, but Proverbs 6 also talks about ingenuity, hard work. I remember a number of years ago, my father said to me, work harder and smarter and longer than the next guy, and you'll succeed. And I really truly believe that that was the key to my success in the business world. I did work harder, and I think I worked smarter, and I did succeed. I moved up the ranks till when God called me into the ministry, I had reached an executive position with a large corporation. Here in Proverbs 6, we find that same principle. And it's quite obvious that Solomon, even though he was very wealthy, even though he had everything he could possibly want, had no use for lazy people. I think that most of us don't have a lot of use for lazy people. If you're going to hire somebody for a job, you want an industrious, hard-working person. You don't want somebody that's going to be lazy and not work for their money. And here Proverbs says to the sluggard, to the person that's lazy, observe the ant. Have you ever done that? Have you ever sat down as a kid and watched an ant hill? Those ants just flying in and out of that hole, and carrying sand or carrying food crumbs or whatever, but always busy, always working. And he says, observe the ant. They don't have a chief or a ruler, but they prepare for the future. They store away food for the future. And they work diligently. They work hard. Then he says, how long will you lie down? How long will you sleep? And he comes to a conclusion in verse 10. He says, a little sleep and a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, and your poverty will come on you like a vagabond. Your poverty will come on like a vagabond. And it's very, very clear that many people who do not apply themselves, who are not willing to work hard, wind up experiencing that. Verse 11, it says, just like an armed man. Next thing you know, you don't have what other people have. You know, there's a balance. I was a workaholic, I think, both in my days in the industrial world and my days as a minister. And sometimes I think my family were sacrificed where I never took enough time to slow down and enjoy them, and vice versa. But there's also a balance of all play and no work, and never having anything, never being able to look to the future and say, we're going to be comfortable because I've provided for the future. Finding that balance is a very difficult task, but it can be found. And there's no question that hard work never hurt anyone. As a matter of fact, it's really been quite interesting the last couple of months to see the news reports coming out saying you don't have to go to the gym every week. 5 days, 6 days a week and work out for hours in order to stay fit and to keep your body healthy. They're now saying it only takes about 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes of good physical exercise and you'll keep all of your body system working the way it's supposed to work. Will you have ripped abs, or would you have muscles that bulge in every place? Probably not. But your body will function well. And I don't think God intended for us to just work out for the sake of having muscular bodies, but He wanted us to work diligently at what we did so that we would provide for the future. Find that balance. Find the balance of being just a sluggard, inactive, a little sleep, a little slumber, and a little folding of the hands. Next thing you know, poverty comes like an armed man. Or watch the ant, diligently running here and there, preparing for the future with his storing of food. Solomon knew that the key to success was to work a little harder, a little smarter, a little longer than the next guy, and you'd be successful. And I think you will. That's your thought for the day. God bless you. Have a great day.